What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Paper Planes channel. This is episode 26 of my Dark Souls 2 Ultimate Walkthrough. We're located at the bonfire, the chapel bonfire of the Brightstone Cove. Just want you guys to drop down here, get this item behind the staircase. Lovely. And we're going to move through this opening here. From this point on, we're going to be using mostly sorcery, so go to your staff, and we're going to use our binoculars as well. We don't have any immediate danger next to us, but these little mages will cast homing soul arrows. So you have to be mindful of that. If you get too close to it, it will actually follow you around. Kill the spider. Then we're going to move over here to the left. Don't worry about the crystal lizard just yet. We'll get that later. I want you to kill this guy. Now back off. And we're going to move close to this here. Grab it. And then just press the forward on the joystick. Now turn around and repeat the same process with this guy. Kill his spider buddy. Sweet. Now I don't want you guys to move to the right just yet. We're going to do that in a little while. So what I want you to do from here is drop down onto this. Gonna loot this item here, and then from this point drop down onto these. We're gonna turn the corner and get this Estus Flask shard. Awesome. Okay, so now what I want you to do is we're gonna use a homeward bone. Oh, I don't have one in my inventory, so I have to get rid of these things. Okay. Now we're going to go back to Majula and increase our Estus Flask. We always want to use that once we have the opportunity to. Sometimes I forget if I don't do it right away, so that's another reason why you're going to want to do that. So we'll talk to the Emerald Herald here.
Is that a shard?
Yes,
Here,
it is.
To see light. However,
come on now. Upgrade that shit. Sweet. Okay. So now we can see that we have 10 Estus Flask usages. And we can travel back to the same location we were just at, the Brightstone Cove. And we're going to go to the Chapel Threshold Bonfire. Going to do the same type of thing. We're going to continually have to return to this bonfire because there's lots of items here and there's no real way to get them besides repeating this traveling back and forth process. Okay, now what I want you to do is target the lizard, kill it. Now we're going to go back to the wizard down there. If I can hit him. Alright, so once he's dead, we're just going to run forward here. Loot our crystal lizard. And then you're going to run forward off of that. Grab the Titanite chunk and the Twinkling Titanite. Now when we drop below, there's going to be an enemy that spawns. You can see it kind of like right above my head there. So be ready to attack that. Do not worry about this little crystal lizard with the red gemstone. It's just going to explode and it doesn't give you any benefit to kill it. So don't worry about it. Nice. Okay, so heal up a little bit if you want. You can get off the binocular now. And here we have this vendor. It's basically an upgrade vendor that's going to use the boss souls. You should have freed this vendor already in one of our previous episodes here, so go ahead and talk to them, burn through all their chat conversation. Now you can go to trade just like we can with Strayed, and you can see here that she's got 3 items available for boss soul upgrades. So we're not going to do any of that right now, but what we can do is look at her inventory and see that she's got some pretty good weapons if you want to buy some of these, and she also has good sorceries. So this is what we're really interested in for the meantime. So I'm going to back out of that, and then we're going to go into our inventory and use some souls here. Alright, now we'll go talk to her again, and we're going to go to the buy item. Make sure you buy all of these, even the fall control, and then continue to talk to her and go through all her conversation. Just like you will with any NPC, you want to do that all the time. Alright, once she starts repeating herself, you can go ahead and back out of that. And now there's a couple items sitting in here. So you get the Pharaoh's Lockstone. Here we go. Some Flame Butterfly. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and kill that guy through the window here, but there's no real reason to do that just yet. So I wouldn't worry about it. Now, if you come over here, you won't be able to open this, and that's a door to a bonfire inside there. So we've got to go a different way to get there. But what I also want you to do is approach this wheelbarrow over here, and when you get close to this soul, there's going to be some spiders that come over the edge. So just be ready for them. You can use your ranged attack if you want. They're not really any trouble. They kind of slow down, but if you're not expecting them, they can give you a little bit of a scare. Alright, so once you've gotten everything that you need from down here, we're going to use another homeward bone. Now this time we'll go ahead and access the bonfire. Now there is, of course, you could do this in a different order. Probably a better order is to access the bonfire first. That way you don't have to use your homeward bones over and over again, but you're still doing the same process. And if you're using the homeward bone, it's going to save you a little bit of time because, of course, you don't have to get to the bonfire every time you want to transport back. So that's the reason I'm doing it, just for the purpose of saving time in this video, because this could turn out to be a long episode with all the things that we have to do. So every time you come through here, I want you to kill these same enemies. Okay, so this time we're going to climb up here, slide across, and then we're going to turn around and kill this guy. See what I mean? That thing will follow you, so you got to be careful of that. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but if you allow too many of them to be cast, it can catch up to you. Alright, so now what we're going to do is jump up here and slide forward. Now we're going to go around the corner here. Now we've got a couple wizards in here and a spider, so if you wait here, one should pursue you. Hopefully. Usually happens, at least. Either way, we'll be able to get them with sorcery pretty easily. There he is. Alright, so now you can switch to your sorcery. Target him. That spell, it's crazy. Go ahead and loot this item. I thought we had a spider in here. Maybe I was wrong. Anyways, we don't want to fall down that hole. Okay. No spider. Just wizards. Go down the ladder, and here's our bonfire. Now there's 2 spiders in here. There was a spider upstairs. I just didn't look for him up high. So if you don't kill one of those spiders up top, you're going to have to deal with two of them down here. Which is totally okay. They're really easy to kill, obviously. So we'll tap the bonfire. And now we have access to this bonfire, but before you use it, I want you to open this door. That way we can get back to it from the outside here. And you remember this area that we were just in. Okay, so now tap it and travel back. Gonna go back to Brightstone Chapel Threshold. Much more of the same. So this is all for purposes of getting as much loot from this area as we can, and there's still some pretty awesome things about to go down. We're about to come to close with a storyline of the game, so that's gonna be nice. I don't know why I forgot to pick up that item. Alright, so once again we're gonna switch back to our casting stuff. Target our buddy down there, move forward a little bit. I hate some of the casting sometimes. Did I not kill him? Oh, I'm on the weaker spells. Alright, let's get back to the more powerful one. Okay. Grab a hold, slide across. Remember to finish these guys off as well. Alright, and now we're going to move over here to the left. Just go ahead and equip your sword. Just going to walk in here. What? Okay, normally our buddies would be fighting here. This is where Pate, mild-mannered Pate, and what's-his-face are fighting. I do not understand why that is not happening right now. There's a spider in here, so be careful about him. My only guess is that since we didn't enter this room in the first time we came into this zone, maybe they already did their dance and we missed out on that. That's actually the first time I have gone through here without seeing them. And I know we've exhausted all our conversation pieces with them. At least I want to say we have. I'm going to go back to the bonfire and see if we can get these guys to show up. There's only one scenario where I could have skipped out going through all the conversation options. So I'm going to see if I can find one of our dudes over there. Let's see. It's going to be in the Shaded Wood at the Ruined Fork Road, I believe. Yeah, so he's not here, so he should have been there. Let's see if he's back there. That's really odd. I did not think that instance was going to be tied to the first visit of this zone here. But either way, we're learning something together. But that does suck if that's the case, because I won't be able to get a certain item to show you guys. Alright. Let's make sure that we kill this dude. Okay, so this is kind of jacked up because this is where mild-mannered Pate will be doing his last battle with the NPC that's been hunting him. I can't think of the guy's name right now. It starts with a C. But anyways, they'll fight, and what I'm going to suggest to you is you kill mild-mannered Pate, because you already have his armor set if you've done things the way that I've shown you to. You'll have his gear, and you'll get the opponent's gear gifted to you, and he's going to give you a key. So, I mean, basically from what I've come to gather, you could consider both of these guys kind of evil, but I think Pate is more deceptive. He's the one that's been in dangerous areas and trying to basically trick you into going in there, where the other guy has been pretty honest the whole time. He's saying that he's hunting for Pate and wants to kill him. So I think if he was kind of like mischievous or deceptive, he wouldn't really let on to that part. So I chose to kill Pate, and it all works out fairly similarly, but that's where we are right now. So you can hear there's a crystal lizard out here. What I want you to do is switch to your sorceries. You got a guy with his back to you right away. So you're going to hit him twice and he'll probably fall off. So let him do that. And then aim at the crystal lizard. You get him dead, and then you can kill this other guy right next to him. Now we can switch back off. One over here. You get that Titanite chunk. And you can see there's an enemy down below, but you don't have to worry about them too much. Oh wow, okay, I was gonna say, if I can't loot that, I'm gonna be pissed. Alright, so when we drop down, they're gonna be right there. That's the guy that we knocked off the ledge. Now we've got a couple enemies in here. You'll be able to get the jump on them. I'm so bummed out that the storyline didn't play out. Last guy in here. So after you kill all three of them, you're going to destroy this furniture here. Pull on the lever, and this contraption's going to lower, and you'll be able to get to this chest here. So all you got to do is just run and jump to get over there. Southern Ritual Band +1, so obviously this is the upgrade to the regular Southern Ritual Band, which we will see right here. One of the secret treasures restored in Aldea raises the number of spells you may attune. So obviously this is beneficial to a sorcerer, but where it's most beneficial is to an enemy or a player who doesn't really use sorceries or something like that, but maybe he wants to have one spell attuned and he doesn't want to spend any of his stats in that section. So you can use a ring like that to be able to equip a spell and use the benefits of that without having to upload or spend any of your points in that specific stat. Alright, so when you come out of this door here, basically want you to come around this edge. This is where that little mage was sitting that we killed from up top. Don't go forward over there. What I want you to do is drop down right here, right in front of that window. Okay, so once you land, come around here, and we're going to enter this double door. Now there's going to be some enemies in here, so make sure that you kill them quickly. And then there's a spider. Now you can get through here, and there's another spider to the left. And that should be good. Go ahead and loot this. The Crescent Axe and the Soul Vortex. I believe we've picked up a Soul Vortex before already. But just in case, let's see. Soul Vortex. I think it's one of the fancy ones down at the bottom. There it is. Yep, we already picked up one of those, and they're a very powerful spell, so we won't be able to use that for quite some time, but eventually it's pretty awesome. Okay, so once you've gotten that, it's hard to see, but there's an opening in the wall over here. You're going to run in here. First, grab this item. Titanite chunk. Oh yeah, sloth love chunk. After you open this door, you're going to come out into the opening here, and there's going to be lots of different enemies. There's going to be some basilisks hiding in the sand, and you can kind of see them. There's one in the center there. He's going to pop out in a second. You can already see his head, so I'm not sure. I've never really tried to range kill him by just hitting his head, so let's see what happens. Yeah, nothing really happens, but he's going to pop up in a second, which is kind of silly because when you can see him, you should be able to hurt him. I mean, if my body is buried in the sand and just my face is sticking out and you come by and step on it, isn't that going to fucking hurt? Probably, so just my own little observation. So we can see the other guy. He is going to be easy to kill because half of his body is sticking out. And then you can see another one of those little heads are bobbing around over here, so just approach him. So you can hear that something is close to us. It's causing some havoc. That's a previous dead body that we've killed already. So it's this guy, and he wants out. A couple spiders in there. Wanted to join the party. This is actually the first room that we want to enter anyways. So you come in here. Good, no more enemies. The whole purpose of coming up here is to grab this item. Now, you can see there's an enemy invader here, and this is just an NPC, but they're kind of chilling there. And this is a good opportunity for you to range kill them. But if you move too far on this platform to the left, where it's kind of hollow there, it's going to break. So you're going to lose the advantage there. But this NPC is pretty easy to fight. So you don't necessarily have to go out of your way to range kill him, but you can start the battle by doing so. If I can target him enough. Alright, so it's not going to work right here. We don't have the right angle for the imaginary obstruction there. So I'm just going to drop down. He should come at us in a second. Once I clear out this area, I want to have as much room to navigate as I need to. So here he comes. Show you some of his attacks. He's pretty slow moving. Of course, he's wielding a pickaxe, which isn't going to be that scary to you because it causes him a lot of delay between his attacks. So if you want to use sorcery, it's pretty easy. He will hold up his shield or his guard pretty often, so just be prepared for that. You can circle around, you can stagger him anytime you need to. He will do a guard break, obviously, like most enemies will if you keep your shield up all the time. But he's so slow with his attacks that you can just swing freely, and as long as you land first, you're going to stagger him every hit. Okay? So do not open this door. We're going to use ranged attacks to break it down. If you come up close to it, you can see all this sand there. I'm going to move a little bit to the left as well. Alright, so when we come in here, open this door, and there's going to be a locked door behind it. Now, this door is only opened with the key you obtained by dealing with Pate and the other NPC. So that's what I was a little bit disappointed about being able to show you. But I can explain what's going to go on and what I want you guys to do. When you first come into this zone, when you first start this episode, before you start playing the way that I did, what I want you to do is when you take the first rope down, I want you to hang a left and go into that room where the two NPCs are fighting. I want you to kill Pate, then go through the conversation options. You're going to be rewarded with a couple items. You're going to get the same ring that you already could have gotten from Pate. You're going to get some armor set from the NPC that you're friendly to. And you're going to also get a key. Now the key is going to open up this door. And there's two chests in there. And one, the metal chest, is going to open up and you're going to get a piece of equipment. It's going to be some armor, some gloves, and it's going to basically allow your normal attacks a small chance to land a critical effect. So It can be a good piece of inventory, but it's one of those things where it's going to happen by chance, and it's a rare chance. So I personally enjoy items where I know I'm getting a small benefit all the time rather than a big benefit some of the time. So that's up to you to choose to do that. It's not really going to fit with our play style. So we're not missing out by not getting that item, but it is in there. And there's a wooden chest to the left of it that happens to be trapped, and if you stay close to it too long, it'll blow you up and deal some huge damage. And you'll actually hear one of the NPCs talk to you from above, whichever one you didn't kill, and they're kind of like laughing at you. So that's just the way that goes. And you'll also get 10 rusted coins from that trap chest, I believe. Okay, so after we deal with that, let me come out here and make sure I'm not missing anything. I probably am missing something. This is a lot of stuff to cover, but we're all good. So once we come through here, get about to here, and then I want you to look up and you'll target these enemies. Kill both of them, of course. Be mindful of falling off of this wooden bridge that you're on, because if you land in these spikes, each step you take deals pretty significant damage, so you don't want to be in there too long. So if you do, for whatever reason, fall into them, make sure that you sprint towards these stairs. Okay, so when we open this door, we're going to have to deal with a significant amount of spiders once we walk inside, and you're going to see them drop all around you. So be ready for that. As long as you've got the fast casting on, you should be able to deal with these guys pretty easily. Now we still have one more up there. So let's see. We can just deal with him with melee. Let him come down. Hey buddy. You gonna come visit? No, you just want to wait till I pick that item up? Is that what you're trying to do? Alright, so we can just kill him with range then, if he doesn't want to play nice. Now we can grab this. And of course we get 4 gold pine resin, that's a pretty big score, and the soul of a hero, which is a huge score. Everybody loves that. It's a good soul item. So that's locked, and we'll be able to access that after we defeat the boss of this area. If we open this, there's going to be an item in here. Homeward Bone. That's replacing the ones that we used earlier. And now there's going to be a ladder and also an enemy in here, so be ready for the enemy. You can just let him come out after you. Hey there, friend. Cool backpack. Alright, so just move in close. You can get a backstab just like normal. Or not get a backstab and just kill him like standard. Once you are done with him, we're going to climb up the ladder. Now this room is kind of dark, but you can still see pretty good. Drop down. And we're going to be in an area with lots of spiders. Now the spiders aren't really much of a threat, but when you're on the spider webbing walking around, your movement is going to be slowed down slightly. So be cautious and aware of that situation. You'll always want to look above you. If you've got a wall, you can see the spiders dangling from it. Or if you're walking on the spider web, you can see the spiders crawling from underneath it. So basically right in the middle there, we can kind of see there's a spider there hanging over the ledge. It's a little bit dark, it's hard to see. I can barely see it, but because I know it's there, it's a little bit easier for me to spot. So of course you can melee them. I would suggest using your sorcery, it's a lot easier. But they're pretty weak to any form of combat, so if you don't want to use up your sorceries, if you want to save them, then you can of course do that. Now like I said, there's nothing to really be afraid of, but there are spiders that drop down. So typically when you see a lootable item, you know that something is waiting to pounce. So if you don't want to use range, just circle around something, let all the enemies fall down to the ground, and then you can fight them. So that's really what we wanted to grab from here, the Pharaoh's Lockstone. Now you can take any path you want to get down here. You just want to be careful that you don't fall too far, because when you land on the lower floor, there's going to be some spiders that attack you, and you need to make sure that you have enough time to get your health up to deal with those enemies. So like right here, you can see that there's lots of different webs and there's items on the webs, but you have to decide which route you're going to take. So like if you jump down onto this, you're going to slide down to the bottom, and you're going to take some pretty good damage, so you're going to need to be almost at full health to do that. So what you want to do is, you can see that web all the way down at the end there. That's the web that we want to get to. And you can use that you might be able to target some of these spiders that are hanging out over here. I can't target them. But you can use that to drop down to other webs. And now you can use that to drop down to this web. And there's a spider we got to deal with. Oops. Now I don't want you guys to go in the fog gate just yet. There's lots of spiders down here. And you could sometimes glitch the fog gate out if you haven't cleared out the spiders. So I need a better angle to deal with this guy. Loot this. You can see you've got another friend coming for us. You can see some spiders up here. Alright, that was pretty bad. Okay, just continue to walk around. We want to get all the spiders down. If you come by the fog gate here, there's going to be some more. You can hear them all falling there. Just want to deal with these guys before I summon my NPC. Alright, so we should be good now. Let's go summon this dude. He's going to be very helpful for the boss fight. The spider boss has two heads, one on each side of its body, and that's where we're going to do damage. Anywhere else is very difficult to hurt the spider. Just want to make one more sweep and make sure that we picked up everything. Make sure that I got the item from back here. Yep, okay. There's something that I almost forgot to grab. Some more life gems. It's probably one of the most underutilized things that I've got in this game is the life gems. Let's go ahead and put some of that in our inventory just in case. Alright, now, from my personal experience, the spider is slightly weaker to fire damage, so if you've got a good fire weapon or some good pyromancy, you can get in there and do some good damage with fire, but it's not that much difference, and if you've got a much better upgraded weapon and just a standard fire weapon, you want to choose the upgraded weapon over that. Now we've got lots of souls, or lots of sorcery that we need to replenish, so we're going to go to our inventory and we're going to use a couple of our herbs. I'm just going to say one herb and one amber herb, one twilight and one amber, and let's see how much we recovered. Yeah, that's pretty good, almost all of the uses there. So we're going to start off with our great heavy soul arrow. We want to deal maximum damage, and you can see here that our catalyst and our melee weapon are a little bit on the low side for our durability, so we might want to use something on them. There we go. So now we're going to be pretty good. By the time the durability runs out on any of these things, the boss will be dead. So while we're casting sorceries, same thing with melee, you kind of want to be in close, because if you stand too far away, the spider's legs and body armor are going to block your damage from the face. So you're going to miss a lot of your sorcery castings if you're too far away. Now with the help of this additional NPC, it's going to be a lot easier. But what I'm going to do is circle around at first. You don't need to kill these other little spiders. They're going to just keep respawning. It does help if you kill a few of them. That beam, you cannot avoid it. But what you can do is get inside the spider legs, because it will not hit where the spider legs are. Oh shit. Shit, shit, shit. Wow. Yep, that was really poorly done by me. I lost track of the little spideys and I got hit by a web. That was pretty much the end of that. Alright, let's see if we can do this right this time. So go ahead and clear out a few of the little babies. You see, that's pretty much unavoidable unless you're in the middle there. Go ahead and pick up our souls. And I'm going to get on the opposite side of my friend here. And that's really what the attack you want to happen, because when that happens, you can get in and deal some pretty significant damage to the other side. And I just suggest alternating sides. So you can't do any damage unless you're right in on the face. So if you're going to do melee, it's a little bit better to have a wide sweeping attack. Oh. Shield up whenever you're not sure about what's going down. That's a good opportunity to do a lot of damage right here. Now I should heal up while I have the chance. Oops. Now that acid will degrade your weapon really quickly. You can see that eventually some more little spiders will start to show up. Depends on how fast you kill the boss. But we can go back to our sorcery, and if you get on the right angle, you should be able to kill that enemy just fine without putting yourself in any danger. But you can see how difficult it is to hit the boss from far away. Any slight movement and you're gonna miss. So this is probably going to be it right there. Yep. So it's a combination fight. You can use melee, you can use sorcery, whatever you want to do. It's going to work out pretty well, as long as you don't get hit because you're not paying attention to the little spiders. So pick up the Great Soul. Go ahead and kill this last one. Sneaking around, trying to get by. go back to our melee. Don't hear anything? Nope, that's just me. Now we're gonna go in here and we'll kill this dude. He's very easy to kill. And he's got some good loot. Very simple. Brightstone key, fragrant branch of yore, and then the dark quartz ring +1. Of course, we can understand what the dark quartz ring does just by the name. It's going to reduce dark defense, or increase dark defense. Sorry, I was going to say reduce dark damage, but then I started to read the word that I saw on the screen, and it fudged me up. And we got the branch of yore, which we're very familiar with by this point. And then the key, and that's going to open the locked door that we saw earlier. Not the one that I went into great detail explaining, but another door that we're going to open up in a future episode. So after you kill him, we're going to run through here and fight the armor set. So you can let this guy blow his load, and then you can land some strikes. He's pretty easy to stagger, surprisingly. So once you land your blow, you can just go ahead and free swing. Now we get all of Vengarl's armor set. Now, of course, we have the head from previous episode. So now you've got that complete set there. And we're going to tap this bonfire, and it's going to take us back to the Majula. So visit that again. We, of course, have a lot of souls to spend, so this is a good opportunity to either spend on sorceries or miracles, things that you've missed out on from before, or level up your character, which is what I'm going to do. So let's level up and see what we're at. So we're going to get vitality up to 20 real quick, get strength. Going to get strength up to 20, and then we're going to start working on faith. Awesome. Go ahead and leave that. And that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did, click that like button, leave a comment in the section below, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and follow me on all my social media accounts. I do lots of things on there. Not only will you better understand who I am, but I do giveaways and stuff like that. So if you like getting free games or any other type of stuff like that, be sure to check me out on those social media sites. Until next time, peace. Hey guys, thank you so much for visiting my channel. I know there's lots of awesome content on YouTube, and it really means a lot you chose to view my videos. I hope you enjoyed them and will join me on my other social media accounts. And of course, subscribe here to become a part of the Paper Planes channel YouTube community.